Hey, what's happening guys? Mark back here in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. The old koi are looking a bit restless today. Temperature's dropping away now to 14.4 up on my little heater there, which we don't use. We've cut down now on the food. We're now feeding them some spirulina based food as well, which is got a little bit of a colour enhancer in it, just to get rid of this last little box full which I've got there. They're a little bit spooky this morning because it's autumn now here and the leaves are starting to come off the trees quite heavily, and my waterfall there was blocked up this morning, so it's really trickling out, so I had to take the pump apart and clear the leaves out from the pump because they clogged up the pump head. So then it's all freed up now and looking nice, back to speed again. So we're clearing the filter out today. I don't know if you've ever seen the filter out in this, guys, but oh, look at that coffee this morning. Nice and chilly this morning it is. But what we'll do now, we'll go outside and we can have a quick look at how I clean the Nexus filter out, which I've got running on this system. I've got it bubbling away now already. I don't think Big Mama there is going to last too much longer, bless her. Her tail's sticking out the water. And it's got a bit of a bacterial infection on the top of that now. And she doesn't look too happy at all. So we're going to have to get some medication for this girl. Pond's a little bit stirred up as well, because of backwashing. And you can see that temperature inversion there between the outside of the glass to the inside of the glass. We've got the condensation where that heat's rising up inside and fogging up the glass on the inside, so we're losing heat quickly out the pond now. But this is the Nexus filter that we use. That inside ring there that you can see bubbling away is the air agitating the media in that middle ring, which holds onto all the bacterial, all the particulate matter, all the fish waste and everything comes up from that tube there, runs across, goes around there, and there's a grid series all the way around that, and the water goes through that media when it's still and it collects all the particles. It then goes through the middle of the pipe where that pipe is there. The pipe's only there to stop that media, that K1 media, going down into the bottom chamber. And then it goes into this chamber, which is normally all agitated with air, which I'll show you in a minute. And then we throw it all down, it goes all down the drain. So what I'll do first is I'll turn the oxygen off from that, because that's all horrible mucky water now in the middle there, you see. Turn that water on now from to the outside to keep that going. We've got all our beneficial bacteria in there. Then if we go down inside and turn this big valve, that's the main valve there, which comes from the pond. The pond comes up on a gravity fed system, comes up through there and around. But now we want to open this valve, and then that should drop away. Then all that messy water now will go straight down the drain, and we'll get rid of that, all that horrible waste. I'll get back to you when it's empty. Right, there you go guys, it's all empty in there now. You can still see quite a bit of waste around the outside of it. But what we've got to do now is we've got to go back down, turn that valve off again to shut that, and then we can release loads more water now. It'll come back up from there and refill that system again, you see, and bring all that media back up and rise it back up. And that brings all that rubbish, detritus, all the leaves that are dropped down and come through the bottom drain, then come up through here and they get caught up in that again. See that media rising to the top again? And then what we do is we swap it over now again, turn the air off in there and turn the air on in there, and you'll see it all start to agitate in a second. There you go. And that just tumbles all that media around, and all the detritus and particles and food, waste, leaves, bits and bobs get all dislodged from in amongst all that K1 media, and then it all loosens up and floats into the water. on the outside there through the grill, and it smells awful. So we'll leave that going. We'll have our coffee, we'll empty that out. I normally run it through twice, and then we'll fill it up, turn the pump back on. You can see all the micro life which all hang on. You've got all the little black fly larvae still hanging on the side. We get covered in these all over the waterfall as well, on the inside of the pond, inside the workshop part. And I got a little scrubbing brush, and every now and again I just scrub them all off, and the fish go absolutely mad for them. And you get a lot of them around here stuck there as well. They tend to get like a sticky foot on the back, and they collect the particles out the water as they're coming up. They like high flow areas. They don't do anything any harm. The little black fly larvae, I can't see any of the adults here. There are normally a few of them around, but I can't find any to show you. Just a couple of spiders lurking around, that's all. You can see all that waste now coming out through. And then we just reverse the process like I did before, which is shutting them, leaving that one closed. I've got a nice big chunk of wood which I use here to just push that big gate valve shut there, that big slide ball valve, sorry, there, to close that. And then we just go down, crack that valve again, and then that goes all the way under the ground where I tunnelled it into the main sewer. And as you can hear now, that water's dropping away nicely now and taking all that rubbish away. You can see a lot more of those larvae there stuck on the side of the on that stainless steel sieve there. You'll see the sieves in a minute as it drops down below. You can see the inner sieve there. That's where the water comes up through here. It goes through there into here, and it goes through the inner sieve there, and it goes into this chamber on the outside, which is the cleaner water then, which is the return, which comes through a grill there, and that's the return pipe at the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it. That sends it back to the pump then. It doesn't drop away that fast here because we're on a soak away system instead of a mains drain, so it sort of goes into there and slowly trickles away into the soil, which is good nutrients for the ground. You can hear that air coming out a little bit louder now because the water's leaving it. You can see the sieve down there now, you see, with the media inside the basket, and there's holes in the bottom of the basket as well, so that water just goes all the way through and then all the way down and empties out. That's it, let the water in, the last lot of water. Let that rise up again. As you can see, that water's a lot clearer now. Now we can revert that oxygen again from there to there. Still going to get a bit of waste coming through, but it's not to worry about that too much. Fish aren't producing as much. And we can take that out the middle. And I'm just going to turn the pump on. And there you go, pump's on again. You can see all the waste now coming up because the fish have gone a little bit mad in the bottom there. When I turn the pump off, they tend to whiz around a bit and stir stuff up, so you can see how efficiently that's removing the all that detritus from the bottom, which goes down through the bottom drain mushroom. And the filtration process has started again. You can see what I mean now. As it comes up, it spirals around here and then gets sucked through that grill. And you imagine all these little particles now getting all tangled up in amongst all this static K1 media, which is still colonised with bacteria. And then it goes through the grid on the inside, straight down there, comes up into this oxygenated side, nice and clean, where the bacteria takes another go at it here, the aerobic bacteria which colonises this K1 media, takes all that horrible ammonia away and nitrate, and then it goes through into there, nicely cleaned water, and it's returned back to the pond. So that's how I clean that out, guys. It's running away lovely now. So now we can put that there. Put the lid down, I need both hands for that, and we'll go in and say hello to him again in a second. Here's the boy there up on the fence. George! George! What are you doing? Coming to say hello? Come on then. Where's your little mate? Where's little Lemon? Where's the Lemon? I bet he's inside. He's asleep, isn't he? He's asleep behind the sofa. Anyway, there's the leaves. We're getting a few of the leaves now coming down. We've got a big oak tree there. And all the other trees around here. We've got a nice little holly tree there as well. We've got beech trees and silver birch as well. And they're all starting to throw their leaves now. So everything's going to start dying back. I won't put the covers on as yet. I've got the covers there behind there, all ready to go on. But you can see they're a little bit slower. But they'll come round in a minute. Oh well guys, that's us back inside. It's amazing how much the temperature's changed. Just within here to the outside. It's quite a difference. And that's the lovely thing about having the inside part of the pond here, is that they come and see me all through the winter when the outside's covered up. They can come and say hello still. I rarely feed them during the winter time, even though they always come up begging for food. The temperature does rise, and I know it's going to raise up for quite for maybe a couple of weeks. You're going to have tidyish weather. They might get a little bit of food. Failing that, I don't feed them at all. Because as you guys go, well, if you guys didn't know, with any outwater cold pond fish, once that temperature goes below 10 degrees, they find it very hard to digest proteins and in food in general. So if you're going to feed them anything, feed them wheat germ, preferably with some garlic in, which will aid in their recovery and their immune systems. That's what I'll be feeding them soon. I usually use NT Labs, which I find a nice wheat germ garlic mix. We've got plenty of oxygen going in there now, because that water level's dropped a bit from the main return pump. But it won't be long before we have to get the covers back on because of these leaves. I have got a cage which I can put around the skimmer mouth to stop them going down, or a little basket inside. But it's nearly time to tuck them all into bed and get them settled in for the winter. It wouldn't be too long now. Anyway guys, I hope you like that little cleaning out my Nexus filter episode. And stuff you got to get ready before the winter comes. And hopefully through the summertime, all you koi people out there have been feeding up your fish with good healthy foods. And you've put some good weight on your koi, which will take them through the winter. So when they come back and emerge back in the spring all full of beans and start that process all over again. Anyway, if you want any questions or you got any queries about keeping koi, don't hesitate to drop me a message in the comment section below. And as always, you're all stars, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next edition of Marsh Aquatics. Bye for now.